All right, Chiefs Kingdom, we've officially entered that part of the NFL offseason. The schedule is out, OTAs are underway, Patrick Mahomes is back on the field, young players are starting to emerge. And somehow, the biggest headline surrounding all of this still involves Rashee Rice. So today, we're talking about the Chiefs' brutal 2026 schedule, what we're learning from OTAs, whether Mahomes is really on track for week one, breakout players to watch, and the increasingly complicated Rashee Rice situation. Because honestly, this offseason feels like a turning point for the entire direction of this team. So let's start with the biggest positive in Kansas City right now, and that is Patrick Mahomes is back on the field. And by all accounts from OTAs this week, he looks good. Multiple reports coming out of practice said Mahomes still had his normal zip, accuracy, and command, despite being just 5 months removed from ACL and LCL surgery. Now, he is still wearing a non contact jersey, same with Xavier Worthy as he works his way back from his own injury, but this is still a really encouraging development. And honestly, y'all, if Mahomes is participating in May, the expectation then becomes September. If Mahomes, and here's the thing, it doesn't mean that he'll be fully vintage Mahomes immediately, but it does feel like the Chiefs believe he's on track for week one. Now, the bigger question becomes, how different will he play after this injury? Because I actually think this injury could make him evolve a little bit more as a quarterback, put maybe more timing, rhythm, pocket discipline, quicker reads, and without having to rely as much on that. I'll put the cape on and I'll put this team on my back and do it myself every snap. So let's talk now about some of the names getting a buzz early on here in OTAs. One of the biggest right now, Jalen Royals. Royals has apparently looked much better physically this offseason and is getting valuable reps with both Patrick Mahomes and Justin Fields while Rashee Rice is away from the team. And honestly, this is a huge opportunity for him because the Chiefs receiver room suddenly feels a little unsettled again. Another player getting attention this season, Jared Wiley. He looks healthy and mobile after recovering from his ACL injury, and Kansas City badly needs another reliable option behind Travis Kelce. We're also hearing positive things about the rookie DB depth, Cyrus's versatility, and Issa Pole continuing to develop on the offensive line. So this is why OTAs matter, y'all. You start to see who's gaining trust early. Now let's get into the schedule itself. The Chiefs officially have one of the toughest schedules in football this year, top five based on opponent winning percentage from last season. And when you look at the schedule, you understand why immediately. Kansas City opens with the Broncos on Monday Night Football. Then you have the Colts on Sunday Night Football, Dolphins, Raiders, and then an early week five bye. And I actually kind of hate that bye placement because after week five, the Chiefs have to grind through 13 straight weeks with no break. That's brutal for any team, especially one coming off a season where injuries completely wrecked the roster. Now, one thing that stood out to me immediately, though, is that even after missing the playoffs, the NFL still put the Chiefs in prime time constantly. This tells you something. The league still believes that Patrick Mahomes equals ratings and Chiefs football still matters nationally. And honestly, the stretch that could define the season starts around Thanksgiving because the Chiefs finish with the Bills, the Rams, Bengals, Patriots, 49ers, Chargers. Oh my. That's football. That's playoff football. Y'all, that's playoff football for basically 2 straight months there. Now, unfortunately, we have to talk about this big cloud that's hanging over this football team right now, and that's Rashee Rice. Rice is currently serving a 30-day jail sentence after violating probation tied to that 2024 street racing crash in Dallas. The violation came after Rice reportedly tested positive for THC, which he was not supposed to touch as part of his probation. And this situation gets even messier because just before serving the sentence, Rice underwent knee surgery to clean up that inflammation and the debris in his knee. So now you have rehab complications, missed OTAs, missed minicamp, possible conditioning setbacks, and then, of course, continued off-field concerns. Andy Reid has publicly supported Rice and said the team expects him back for training camp, but I think Chiefs Kingdom is starting to ask a very fair question. And that is, at what point does talent stop outweighing reliability? Because when Rashee Rice is on the field, he's a difference maker, absolutely. But the availability and maturity concerns just keep resurfacing. And this is why the wide receiver conversation gets really interesting. Do the Chiefs trust internal development? Do the Chiefs trust Rice to get things together? Do the Chiefs trust Xavier Worthy to become wide receiver one? Or do they make a move? And because if Rice misses time or struggles physically, Patrick Mahomes could once again be carrying a questionable receiver room. So, yeah, there you have it. Chiefs Kingdom. How are y'all feeling about this team right now? Do you believe Mahomes starts week one? Are you worried about the Rashee Rice situation? And what game on the schedule are you circling first? I want you to drop your thoughts in the comments for me. And if you're riding with the Chiefs through every high and every low, make sure you subscribe, like, share, and I'll see y'all in the next one.